Level D, lesson 27. We are going to be starting off in the workbook today. Go ahead and open your workbook and find part 1. These are fractions that have a bottom number of 1. You can figure out the number of the whole units of fraction, what they equal, by starting with the bottom number and saying 1 times that whole number equals the top number. Okay. So, 1 times what whole number equals the top number? Well, anything times 1 equals that number. So, 6 over 1 is equal to 6. 3 over 1 is equal to 3. 1 over 1 is equal to 1. And 18 over 1 is equal to 18. These are super easy. So, when you come across these, make sure that you double check. Make sure the number is the same as the top number for anything over 1. All right. Go ahead and find part 2. All right. Part 2. This is a number line with only one part per each unit. If you see, from 0 to 1, there is just one part. So what number goes on the bottom? 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Just like these numbers over here, you're going to be writing fractions with the bottom number of 1. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is, and so on. Part 3. This is a table with missing numbers. Leo, can you turn that down, please? When the numbers are filled in, the table will show the numbers of meetings on the East Coast and the West Coast during March and April. Your turn. Use line paper. Work the number problems. Write all of the missing numbers in the table. After you finish writing the missing numbers in the table, I want you to open your workbook for the next part. Also, open the workbook. All right, part 1 in the workbook. Here you'll see the answers to in your textbook. Here you'll see the answers to the workbook page. They show the number problems and the completed table. Make sure your table has all of the correct numbers. Below the table in the textbook are questions. Use your lined paper and answer all of the questions, A through E. When you are finished, please find part 2 in your textbook. Oh, find part 2. Oh. These are sentences that compare, but nothing is circled this time. You'll write number families for each sentence. Remember, the part of a sentence that tells how much more is always a small number. It tells the difference. When you read the rest of the sentence without this part, it tells which is the big number and which is the other small number. The big number is always more, or farther, or greater, or longer. Sentence A. The snail is 47 inches shorter than the lizard. All right, so problem A. I'm going to go ahead and read that again, and I'm going to delete the words 47 inches because I know that's my difference number. 47. Okay, the snail is shorter than the lizard. If the snail is shorter, snail goes here and the lizard goes here. And that's all we're doing. B. Sue read 347 fewer words than Jill read. So I'm going to read it again, and I'm going to delete the 347 fewer words because I know that's my difference number. 347. All right, Sue read fewer words than Jill read. So Sue read less, then Jill read more. I want you guys to go ahead and plug in those numbers and letters for C and D on your own, so those can be checked when you submit them. When you are done, you may go over to part 3. I will read what it says in the box. Follow along. When you add or subtract fractions, the bottom numbers must be the same. If the bottom numbers are not the same, the fractions don't tell about the same number line. You can see the first problem, 3/4 plus 5/4. The bottom numbers are the same. The number line is divided into fourths, so the answer is in fourths. You see the fourths is in the answer. You add the top numbers to see how many fourths you have. 3 plus 5 equals 8, so your answer is 8/4. Look at the problem on the number line for fourths. The first part is 3/4. Then you add 5/4 and you end up with 8/4. Remember, you add the top only. The bottom number tells about the units on the number line, so those numbers should be the same. Here's a different problem. 3/4 plus 4/3. You can't add these problems the way they are written. The number line for 3/4 has units divided into fourths. The number line for 4/3 has units divided into thirds. So the problem tells you about two different number lines. So you can't work the problem the way it's written. Go ahead and find the problems for part 3. You can work some of these problems, but you cannot work all of the problems because the bottom numbers are not the same. Look at problem A, 3/7 plus 2/3. Look at the bottom numbers. Are they the same? No. So can I work this problem? No. Look at B. Bottom numbers are 9 and 9. Are they the same? Yes. Can I work this problem? Yes. So I'm going to skip right over A right now, and I'm going to go ahead and just write my problem for B. All right, so my fraction is 3/9 plus 1/9. I already know that my bottom number in my answer is going to also be 9. So I'm going to put my 9 there. Then I'm just going to work on the two top numbers. 3 plus 1 is 4. So B equals 4/9. C. Oh, let's look at it first. Oh, I'm glad I looked before I wrote it. The two bottom numbers are 4 and 5. Can I solve that problem? Nope. So let's go look at D. The bottom numbers are 3 and 9. Can I solve that problem? Nope. What about E? The problems are 3 and 3. The bottom is 3 and 3. So can I solve that? Yes. So I'm going all the way to E. And that problem is 7/3 minus 3/3. Remember, my bottom number is going to be the same as these two numbers, 3. Then I'm going to work the top. This is subtraction. 7 minus 3, 7, 6, 5, 4. So the answer is 4/3. Go ahead and look at the rest of those problems. Problem F has two bottom numbers of 7. Can I work F? Yes. Problem G has the bottom numbers of 8 and 3. Can I work those? No, so I'm not going to write that. Problem H has two bottom numbers of 6. Can I work that? Absolutely. I want you guys to go ahead and work problems F and H on your own. F, you're going to add the top two numbers. H, you're going to subtract the top two numbers, but don't forget to have the same bottom number fraction as your other fractions. Let's see what they want for part 4. There are 3 numbers shown in each addition fact or multiplication fact. They want you to try and figure out if you think it's an addition family or a multiplication family. The numbers are mixed up and no signs are added. So the first number for A is 7, 9, and 2. You're going to use those numbers to make an addition fact or a multiplication fact. You may have to switch the order of the numbers to get the fact that makes sense. All right, so 7, 9, and 2. Let's try and come up with a fact for 7, 9, and 2. Let's see. Well, 7 plus 2 equals 9. Okay, so there you go. That's a fact using those 3 numbers. Let's look at B. Remember, I can have multiplication or addition for these. So looking at B, our 3 numbers, 10, 5, and 2. You have to try and figure out a problem using multiplication or addition that uses only those 3 numbers. Ooh, I got one. 2 times 5 equals 10. I want you guys to go ahead and try the rest of those numbers in that section. You are only making multiplication or addition problems. When you are finished, please make sure that all your independent work is completed before you submit. Thanks.